it must be so difficult to have to sort of relive this again and again. I wonder whether the inquiry being concluded and MI5 holding their hands up and offering an apology, what that does for you and how you feel about what you went through.
I mean, following the inquiry, I knew there was failings, and it's good that the chairman has highlighted it. Hearing it and, you know, and seeing it in black and white, it's devastating to think that, you know, possibly it might not have happened. You know, it's devastated so many lives, and it's hard to hear. But, you know, moving on, I'll never be able to move on.
I mean, there have been lots of things that come out. The latest is the MI5 and terrorism police details, but also other failures in terms of sort of security and the way things were handled in terms of rescuers have come out, haven't they? You yourself, though, feel that somebody on the day, an individual, not the whole broader picture, did save your life, actually.
Yeah, so there was a guy just selling posters outside who, when everyone was running out, he rushed in, Paul Reid. You know, and, you know, if he didn't save my life, he definitely helped to save my life. I have no memory post-blast. But, yeah, he was there for me when so many people, understandably, were running. And the people who were paid to be there were being held back.
It's just absolutely devastating, isn't it? And tragic.
Is there any, Paul, is there any, when you've been through the inquiry, I'm sure, and this final part has now been delivered, is there any excuse for the failings from your perspective for the Secret Service?
No. There's not, is there? I mean, and forgiveness, I mean, I don't forgive them. I mean, I don't... There's only one person responsible for what happened that night, you know, so... but, you know, there's no forgiveness for me, but there's no hatred or, you know... You know, all the attacks that we don't hear about, that's thought, you know, they do a great job, and, you know, I don't want to sit here and start pointing fingers. No. There was many failings years before, days before, on the day. But there's no excuse. I mean, it was just people not doing the job properly, which is... and the devastating consequences.
So you were there on the day with your lovely partner?
Yes.
Waiting to collect your daughter,
yes.
who at the time was just 13.
Yes.
Thankfully, she was fine. You know, so many others didn't have that, but you lost your partner because of it.
Yeah, the love of my life. She was everything to me. You know, we'd only been together 3 years. We were planning our rest of our lives together. We were in the process of buying our dream house. You know, we were living the dream. You know, we were so happy that after being alone for such a long time, we'd found each other. We were so lucky. And yeah, my life ended that night.
What was she like? Paul, tell us about her.
She was amazing. She was someone, you'd meet her and she'd put you at ease. You'd felt like you'd known her all your life. She was someone who you felt like you could tell her everything. She was an organiser. She used to organise me and I needed organising. She was just, to me, she was my world. I still can't believe she's gone.
Of course, of course. And the fact that you've got those incredible memories, hopefully in time, will be something that you can think of and treasure and take comfort in, whereas at the moment, it's still the loss, isn't it, that's painfully felt?
It is. I mean, I remember in the early days, I couldn't talk about her, and because it was so upsetting, and it upset me not to talk about her. You know, nearly 6 years on now, I can talk about her, and the memories are so precious to me, because at the end of the day, that's all we have is memories. Everything is a memory, and her memories, you know, I sometimes live in them memories, and I, you know, I dream about her, and, you know, I love that. But it's hard, you know. Yeah. I still, you know, as I say, I still can't believe I'll never see her again.
She sounds incredibly special. She really, really does. They can see the look in your eye and the smile on your face. I mean, 6 years, in many ways, feels like a long time, but I bet at the same time, it's flown past. Your daughter is now 19 years old, and the two of you are still living with what you went through.
Yeah, you know, you try and live the best. I know she'd want me to live the best and the happiest life I could. Like, if the roles were reversed, I'd want her to. but it's hard. You know, I sometimes try and put on a brave face. You know, some days are fine, and some days, you know, I can't leave the house. My injuries, you know, prevent me doing a lot of things. You know, it's a constant reminder every time I wake up, look in the mirror. But you just, life is for the living, as they say, and I've just got to try and make the best of it for me, my daughter, and for Elaine's memory.
It's absolutely devastating. Is there something, without apportioning blame, because as you say, the you know the MI5, I think it's something like 40,000 people of interest that they're looking at. Although there were questions whether Abedi should have been higher up that list, or even officially on the formal list in the way that perhaps would have made it better. Is there something that stands out for you out of all you've heard from the inquiry that is the big lesson to be learned?
I think, I mean, it just comes down to the little things, you know. There was a lot of little mistakes. I mean, MI5, that might have been a massive mistake. I don't know, we won't know the full details of that. But, you know, the years before, prior, on the day, there was so many little mistakes. There was so many, again, not pointing the fingers at individuals, but all together, all them little mistakes build up. You know, he was no criminal mastermind. They made it easy for him. That what it hurts to think it was easy. It seemed easy for him, and it was basically little things, people just not doing the job properly. So
frustrating, heartbreaking, but you coming in today, Paul, and sharing some memories of Elaine has been really, really special, and we've really struck a chord with lots of our viewers as well. So thank you for doing that, and hopefully, as time is a great healer, as they say, those memories we continue to treasure and enjoy, and sort of, you know, keep so vividly in your mind.
Thank you.
Thanks so much for coming in this morning.
Extraordinary. We wish you well with dealing with that grief as well. Thank you.